Your brain doesn't resist hard work by accident. It follows a hidden pattern almost no one talks about. Have you ever sat down knowing exactly what you need to do and still felt completely unable to start? The task isn't impossible. You're not incapable. You're not lazy. Yet your body resists. Your mind searches for distractions. Your energy collapses before the first step. This struggle is not a personal failure. It is a biological reflex. Your brain is designed to protect you from discomfort. For thousands of years, survival depended on conserving energy, avoiding unnecessary effort, and choosing the safest path. In the modern world, however, this ancient wiring works against you. Anything that feels mentally demanding, uncertain, or slow to reward is treated as a threat. Hard work triggers resistance. Focus triggers fatigue. Discipline triggers anxiety. That's why motivation alone never works. Motivation is emotional, unstable, and short-lived. The moment discomfort appears, motivation disappears. This is where most people fail. They wait to feel ready before acting. The Lotus Method begins with a different principle. You do not negotiate with resistance, you bypass it. In nature, the lotus flower does not fight the mud. It does not try to escape it. It grows through it, calmly, silently, without tension. The method follows the same logic. Instead of forcing your brain with pressure, guilt, or aggression, you guide it into action through structure, rhythm, and identity. The first step of the Lotus Method is understanding this truth. Your brain does not respond to commands. It responds to environments and patterns. When a task feels overwhelming, it's because your brain is trying to process it all at once. Size creates fear. Uncertainty creates paralysis. The solution is not willpower, it is reduction. You do not tell your brain, I must finish this today. You tell it, I will begin with the smallest possible action. 5 minutes. 1 paragraph. 1 page. 1 decision. This is not weakness, this is strategy. When you lower the entry cost, the brain relaxes. Resistance drops. Action becomes possible. And once movement starts, momentum follows naturally. The Lotus Method teaches you to separate starting from finishing. Finishing requires energy. Starting requires permission. Another critical element is posture and breath. Your brain is not isolated from your body. Slouched posture, shallow breathing, and tension send signals of danger and fatigue. Calm posture and slow breathing signal safety and control. Before any difficult task, the Lotus Method requires a brief ritual. Sit upright. Inhale slowly through the nose. Exhale longer than you inhale. Lower your shoulders. Relax your jaw. In less than 1 minute, your nervous system shifts from resistance to readiness. This is how you begin to retrain your brain. Not through force, but through alignment. Hard tasks stop feeling heavy when your body stops signaling panic. And once your brain learns that difficulty does not equal danger, everything begins to change. This is only the foundation. In the next part, you'll learn how to lock your brain into disciplined execution, eliminate procrastination loops, and build a calm, unstoppable focus that does not depend on mood or motivation. Once your brain learns how to start, the next challenge appears: consistency. Most people can push themselves once or twice, but they collapse when effort must be repeated. This is where the Lotus Method goes deeper. It stops treating discipline as an action and starts treating it as an identity. Your brain obeys who it believes you are. If you see yourself as someone who struggles, procrastinates, or needs motivation, your actions will always reflect that belief. The Lotus Method rewires this by using identity-based repetition. Instead of saying, "I need to be disciplined," you say, "I am someone who does hard things calmly." This shift matters more than it seems. The brain works to stay consistent with identity. When an action aligns with who you believe you are, resistance fades. The method uses quiet repetition. No hype, no emotional spikes. Just daily exposure to effort in controlled doses. You choose one difficult task per day. Only one. You show up at the same time. You stop before exhaustion. This trains the brain to associate difficulty with control, not pain. Another key principle is emotional neutrality. Most people either dramatize hard work or avoid it entirely. Both create resistance. The Lotus Method treats effort as ordinary. No music to hype yourself up. No self-punishment. No inner dialogue filled with pressure. You work in silence, calm, focused, detached. This is powerful because the brain learns that hard tasks are not emotional events. They are simply part of your rhythm. Over time, something subtle happens. Focus deepens. Distractions lose their pull. Your tolerance for discomfort increases without struggle. You stop forcing yourself. You stop fighting your mind. You simply act. The final layer of the Lotus Method is closure. Many people finish tasks and immediately rush to the next one, leaving the brain without a sense of completion. This creates chronic fatigue. Instead, when you finish, you pause. You breathe. You acknowledge completion. This trains your brain to associate effort with satisfaction, not depletion. Discipline becomes sustainable. Calm becomes your default state. Hard things stop feeling heavy. The Lotus Method does not turn you into someone aggressive or rigid. It turns you into someone steady. Like the lotus, you grow through difficulty without noise, without tension, without breaking. And once your brain learns this pattern, there is no task that feels impossible anymore. If this message resonated with you, reflect on it. Apply one principle today, just one. And remember, the strongest minds are not loud. They are calm, rooted, and consistent. Before you turn away from this video, pause for a moment. Not to think, not to judge yourself, just to feel where you are right now. Because the most important realization you can have is this: the fact that you are aware of your habits means you are no longer powerless against them. Awareness is not weakness. Awareness is the beginning of mastery. For most of your life, habits have shaped you silently. They formed in moments when you were tired, afraid, lonely, distracted, or searching for relief. Over time, they became automatic. They became familiar. And eventually, they began to feel like part of who you are. But they are not. They are patterns, nothing more. And patterns can be observed. Patterns can be interrupted. Patterns can be rewritten. The Japanese masters understood that the greatest prison is not built of walls, but of repetition without awareness. When you act unconsciously, you repeat yesterday. When you observe consciously, you create tomorrow. This is why they did not teach people to fight their impulses with anger or force. They taught them to stand still, to breathe, and to see clearly. Because what is clearly seen no longer controls you. You do not need to destroy yourself to destroy your bad habits. You do not need shame. You do not need guilt. You do not need to become someone else overnight. All you need is presence, again and again. Each time an urge appears and you pause instead of reacting, you weaken its grip. Each time you choose awareness over impulse, you strengthen a different part of your mind. This is how discipline is born. Quietly, repeatedly, without drama. There will be moments when you fail, moments when old habits return. This does not mean the method is not working. It means you are human. The Japanese path was never about perfection. It was about direction. Falling does not erase your progress. Forgetting does not erase your strength. What matters is returning. Returning to observation. Returning to intention. Returning to the path. Understand this deeply. The goal is not to eliminate urges. The goal is to no longer be ruled by them. Urges will come and go like waves, but you do not have to drown in every wave. You can learn to stand on the shore and watch them pass. And when you do, something changes inside you. You stop fearing your impulses. You stop running from yourself. You become calm in the presence of temptation. That calm is power. With time, you will notice that the habits that once felt overwhelming begin to feel distant. The noise in your mind grows quieter. Your actions become more deliberate. Your promises to yourself start to carry weight again. This is not because you became harsher. It is because you became clearer. Clarity creates strength. Strength creates freedom. Remember, a disciplined mind is not a rigid mind. It is a flexible one. A mind that can pause. A mind that can choose. A mind that is no longer dragged by emotion, craving, or distraction. When you build this kind of mind, you do more than break bad habits. You change the way you move through life. You become someone who acts with intention instead of reaction. So take this practice with you, not as an idea, but as a way of living. Use it when the urge arises. Use it when you feel resistance. Use it when the old patterns whisper that nothing will change. Each moment of awareness is a step forward. Each small choice matters more than you think. If you walk this path patiently, you will look back one day and realize something profound. You didn't just destroy your bad habits. You outgrew them. And in their place, you built a mind that is calm, resilient, and unshakable. Stay present, stay disciplined, and keep walking the path.